Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about people who want what other people have and they don't want to earn it, like go buy it for themselves. They don't want to do anything except have it handed to them on a silver platter. Okay. Now, in this, the people I've seen do this, they usually have like a narcissistic and histrionic behaviors. I don't know if any of them have been diagnosed. I don't know anybody who has been diagnosed with either one. And as it is, one size doesn't fit all. I could be wrong. But, yeah, I've seen this happen far too many times. And it's the type of person who wants a piece of your pie. You know the expression, they want a piece of your pie. And whatever you have, they want it. Sometimes they want all of it. And not just a piece of it. They want all of it. Yeah. Okay, now, I tend to simplify things. And in this one, I'm actually going to use that piece of a pie in a literal sense. Okay, but it's an example. It's not always pie. It can be anything that these people want. And they want to have it given to them. Like there's something extremely special. And everybody should grant them what they want without question. They just should give it to them. They deserve it to them. That's how they think. Not everybody else thinks that way. Okay, now here's the example. Say you and your friends or you and your family members, you have a reunion once a year, okay? And every year that you have this reunion, you go to a special restaurant, one that's, let's say it's a little expensive. And some of them come in from far away, some live nearby. Your hometown, let's say it's all of you where you grew up. And so it's a special thing. And like I said, a restaurant. Now the restaurant is known for their pastries and pies and stuff like that. They're known for this. And all of you have your special one. Some of you might have the same, but you have one that is an apple pie. It's simple, apple pie. But they make it, it's so great, okay? But because you're on a special diet, you only give yourself that once a year, okay? You only allow yourself once a year. That's important to the story. Okay, so you do this once a year, and it's coming up. Now, every once in a while, somebody has with them a new girlfriend or new boyfriend, or they're a husband and wife, and you don't know them that well, because you only see them once a year. Some of you live nearby, some are there, and some don't. Like I said, some come from far away. But each time, you've been doing this, all of you have been doing this together for years, and each time, that there is somebody new, they kind of explain the thing about how everybody had found their favorite dessert there. Okay, it's known for its desserts. And so everybody has their own, and they, as they've gotten older, they don't allow themselves to have, sweets and stuff that very, often. And like you even say, like that you only allow yourself that once a year. And it was this situation this year when it came about, and you mentioned it. Everybody mentions it. Everybody talks about it. Okay, and this time, one of your friends, your age, say you're a baby boomer, has with him a girlfriend. You've never met. Nobody's ever met. And this girlfriend comes in, and, you're all at the restaurant, and they all come in. Everybody's there. And she is very loud, very obnoxious. The way she dresses is very suggestive, very loud, very, she has a lot of bling, a lot of makeup. Her hair's wild. Just her dress, the way she's dressed is just wild. Okay, now everybody has their judgment on what's suggestive and what's just wild. So you be your own judge on that. Okay, and everybody talks about, their favorite dessert and everything, but as everybody's eating, nobody has such a kind of thing, about the food. But the meal. Now during the meal, this woman, she, she's with her boyfriend, but she's the wild one, and she does strange things, like besides laughing really loud, talking really loud, the way she is with him is she's just like PDA on steroids, okay? And she always has to be right when anybody says something to her. She jumps to make it like a win-lose, and she's going to be the one to win, and she's going to be the one who's right, and you're wrong, even if you're not. Okay, she knows better than everybody, and she's just this whole package. Okay, and it's obvious to you she wants attention on herself. She doesn't care if it's negative or positive attention. She even does things like you're all sitting there in the mill, and she'll stand up for you're like, why is this woman standing up? And she just stands up, and acts like she's trying to shift her legs, put one underneath her, this kind of thing. Anything to get people to look at her. Look at her. She has to be the center of attention to her. And your friend who's dating her just doesn't seem like it's any big deal to him. She's a little younger. She's from, say, Gen X. And he doesn't seem to realize. Now, this is not the whole story, but do you think anybody should talk to him about it, about her behaviors? You're not the only one, because people are, like when she does something, they cough, or they might even cough and say something. You know how people try to cover up what they're saying with a cough when they're really not trying to cover it up? Or they roll their eyes, or they, just shake their heads. Something that other people are saying, this woman's weird. What's he doing with her? Okay. So then it comes time for your desserts, and everybody talks about it again, how the dessert is the special thing, and how they love their dessert. They let themselves have it once a year. People are saying this. And yours, nobody else has the same, and it's apple pie, like I said. Okay. Now, everybody gets theirs, it comes up in this woman who's kind of histrionic-narcissistic. She looks over at yours and she says, "Oh, wow," and says it with that very loud voice. "That looks so good." Everybody can hear her, even other people in the restaurant. And she said, "I want some of that. Can I have a taste of it?" Think about it for a second. Okay, now everybody's sitting there. All your friends or families, whatever it is, or both, are sitting there and knowing that this is your one piece of the pie that you get a year, and just like them, most of them. And they're like, the nerve. You could see it on some faces, and other ones you just see like curious, what are you going to do? What are you going to say? Now, my experience with this type, and I've experienced something very similar to this, not this situation, very similar recently. Now, some people would say, somebody else should speak up. The boyfriend should speak up and say something to her, or somebody else in the group, so that it doesn't look like you're the bad guy when she's obviously targeting you. Okay, my experience is, no matter what you say or anybody says, she is wanting to show her dominance. She's already conned some people, they're master manipulators, into thinking she's great, she's wonderful. And no matter what you say, no matter what you do, she's ready for it. She wants to cause problems with the group to show her dominance, and she wants to try to show power over you. Okay, and she just wants to. Some of them get a sadistic thrill out of causing problem, causing chaos. She wants somebody who's basically kind of loyal to you to show it to her. Okay, and for everybody to see that. All right. Yeah, she wants at least some of what you have. Some of them want all of it, and thinks that everybody should be in agreement that she deserves it. You just should give it to her like she asked for. Now you're not that type. Maybe you joke it off. You're polite, and you're not a cruel person, but you might joke it off, and laugh and say, hey, that ain't happening. Just somehow light humor, or beyond that light humor. But what if she gets pushy? What if her bottom lip pouts? I've seen that. I've actually seen that. Somebody do that. It's the same woman I'm thinking about. Her lip out because she didn't get her way. A grown woman, But yeah, and some of the people, no matter what you say, some of the people, like I said, that are with you might think what you say is harsh. So who says what? Now you're not the type to not say something, and you just ignore her. That might be a good thing. Just ignore her, because seriously, once a year, and this person wants to have a piece of your pie, literally, So you say something that's not very rude, and she gets upset and even acts like you're so mean to her, and just goes on and on, like she's crying, like she has to get up and go to the bathroom or something to make other people, she assumes, feel for her and think that you're cruel, okay, that you're mean. You see? And she's loving it. Okay, like I said, I'm wanting to say something. Now, if she, say no, this is my once a year, or not even give any kind of, anything other than no, that's not happening. Plain and simple. Because no matter what I say, the way I say it, yeah, there's going to be some negativity there. Now, that person, they just love attention. It doesn't matter, negative, positive, like I said. So if the person, if she continues, this kind of person, what I do is then point out, treat them as a child. Okay? That's what they're behaving like. An disobedient, insolent child, whatever. Treat them as they're behaving. That's what I do. That's not always safe. Sometimes these people are dangerous. But yeah, I that's what I would. Now, to some people, once you said no, if somebody else is there and backs you up, if the woman keeps pushing it, oh, come on, give me some, it just keeps going. If the boyfriend doesn't say something, somebody else should speak up. Some would say that, but some would say that is like being somebody's flying monkey. No, that other person is the wrong, you see, or that they're ganging up, or let you take care of yourself. There's so many different ways you could go about this. Okay, now why does she choose you? It could be simply that she knows you are the one that lives closest and they might see the most, or it's just the one they might see the most. And one of her purposes is to isolate the guy she's with, her boyfriend. She wants to isolate him from anybody who might say to him, look, you're with someone who's rather narcissistic or say histrionic, who's going to try to is taking what you, taking everything from you, expect to be, like I said earlier, handed it to them on a silver platter. Don't want to work for it, don't want to earn it, don't want to pay for it. They want somebody to give it to them. So they want to isolate, that person from other people so that other people won't say it. But they might not do it this first time. They might start a little bit at the first time, then actually push to see a second time so that they could add a little more. Say, well, I've started to know her a little bit, and she's this and she's that. And see, they're going to be causing problems with the group, and eventually that they have their target that they're going to use isolated from everybody, because they may be so, and we can't blame this victim, this target, they may be so, have been so manipulated by her. Okay, she knew which buttons, she knew which things to play with here to get to them. She figured it out. What do they need the most? Maybe it's just an ego boost. Whatever it is, she knows how to do it, and she's got him wrapped around her little finger. Okay, and she may have chosen you because of that, and she may have chosen you because she thinks the person you're with, the guy you're with, the man you're with, he's also going to be wrapped around her little finger, or he's just not the type to get involved. He's just not the one that pays attention to these kinds of things. You see what I'm saying? So she knows what she's working in. She knows how to work it. Slowly but surely, she's going to get him isolated. But she's also going to give herself what she wants to, which is that everybody loves her. To her, everybody's going to take up for her. Everybody's going to feel sorry for her. Everybody's going to, like I said earlier, take their loyalty away from their friend and put it on her. Now, she's proving her dominance over you. She's got to have proof that she's dominant over at least one person, and she's going to go for all of them to isolate him too. You see what I'm saying? Like I asked a question, when does somebody else speak up? When do you speak up? When does somebody else in the group speak up? Does anybody speak up? Does anybody try to tell him exactly what she doesn't want, which is why she's isolating him? What he's with. Give him a clue phone, Try to open his eyes to what he's with. When would they do that? How would they do that? Would they do like a kind of like an intervention with all the friends, but won't she be alone with him, She's going to make sure he's never alone, no matter what, with them, so they can't. Or she's going to be sitting there when you're on the phone with him. He might be offended. that you don't think of him as, you know, having a brain to figure it out. Let's not blame the victim, like I said, you know, like this guy in this one. Because haven't we all been fooled before? Haven't we all been through this with a master manipulator, or know somebody, a loved one that we saw go through all of it, start to finish? So we can have a little bit of sympathy and empathy, you know, at least a little, maybe a lot. But anyway, what do you think? How would you handle it? When would you speak up? Would you be one to speak up if you weren't the target, or if you were the target? You know, the other target besides him. Leave a comment below. What do you think? And I'm going to wrap this video up. If you want to subscribe, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.